Hello, my name is Eric Roeder. I work in business development for Codilation. We're a team of website developers, software engineers, and just overall super nerds. We develop apps and websites in the obvious technology hub that is Fargo, North Dakota. That summary of my life sounds dreadful to most of the world, but I absolutely love my community and I love my job. Every week I meet incredible people who are absolutely inspiring. They have new business ideas or are spearheading giant projects to make our community better, or just are smarter than me and have great professional knowledge to share. I thought it would be relatively selfish to keep all of this information to myself, so I decided to start a little talk show. Welcome to my office.
My guest this week is Patrick Metzger. He started his own business and health coaching company, and we're going to talk a little bit about this week. All right, take 7. We're having less than an ideal day. Hello, Internet. I'm here this week with my guest, Patrick Metzger. Patrick, can you tell me a little bit about yourself for the third time, but the Internet won for the first time, and talk about your background?
Yeah, I grew up in a small town, originally from Carrington. Had 4 brothers and have 4 brothers and sisters. Grew up in a world of education, coaching, and taught for 11 years. Have always really loved helping people with goal setting, becoming more, and taught for 11 years and left it to pursue what I'm doing now, kind of in a roundabout way.
And I mean, you left coaching to be a coach.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think it's a good career choice because for whatever reason, you know, you were in that role before, and our whole lives we like have a coach for football, for speech, for everything that we're doing, and then you kind of get into an adult and there's no one to hold you accountable or even just kind of help you set goals and try to get better. And so I love the coaching route. Can we dig a little deeper into what coaching would be from like a business perspective or as an adult?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you bring up a fantastic point there in regards to coaching. As soon as you graduate high school, assuming you graduate high school, there's a extreme lack of guidance from that point forward.
Sure.
Through college, you hit your profession. If you're lucky, you have a good mentor professionally that will guide you, not just professionally, but personally as well. But there's no handbook and nobody teaches you how to do the things that take on the obstacles of everyday life.
Right.
The stresses, the being a parent, the being a spouse, the stress of 40, 50-hour work weeks, and how do you balance and juggle it all. And really what my coaching focuses on is taking people from really where they are to where they want to be, because so many times we get caught up in wanting to get someplace, but we never have a very, very clear idea of maybe what that place looks like, but more so even yet, how in the world do we get there?
Right. And like I said, if you don't have a mentor or a coach at your workplace, like you're not going to take that step. And I was actually a coach once. I coached 6th grade flag football, and I made the kids call me Coach Ditka.
I love how you say it like Coach Ditka.
Ditka. And the one kid who laughed and got my joke, he didn't have to run. And so, but I wanted to demonstrate how important coaches are. And so I made a little business chart this week, kind of going over how coaches have affected my life. And as you can see here, we have my mile time, and it was at about 10 minutes because I was very unstructured and I didn't know what I was doing. And then we get into middle school, and this is where I actually get coaching with my running, and my mile time almost went in half, and then it peaked in college after I had the most coaching, and I got an A in jogging class, which was fantastic. And since then, I haven't had a coach, and I'm back up to basically infant level.
I love how you see here how you started to take some initiative yourself.
Right.
And then you needed somebody to kind of get you over the top.
I just got a little taller. And now I'm a little fatter. And so it just kind of evens itself out. But I could be better if I had a running coach or if we kind of went back into that. So you do business coaching and personal coaching, and you also kind of take steps for people to be more healthy. Can we talk a little bit about your workplace wellness programs?
Yeah, what I call workplace wellness is a lot different than what most people probably think of when they hear that phrase. Most people think of somebody coming in and checking people's blood pressures and putting check marks on some list as far as I got workouts done, I ate healthy. I always joke about salad, broccoli, all the stuff that nobody maybe wants to eat. So what I do though is I kind of take a different approach. Businesses focus so much on professional development of people. We're going to teach you this software. We're going to get you to learn this. We're going to send you to some seminar of how to do your job better. But the real issue lies in you will never have a more efficient, more productive employee if you don't have a more efficient and productive person. So what I really do is I come into a workplace, work with a business's employees on the personal development side of things. And not so much just the health wellness, but like I said, more of a holistic approach of how can we get you more organized? How can we get you to manage stress better? How can we get you to manage your time better, get better sleep? What are some daily habits and behaviors? Because those are the things that make the biggest difference that will take you to a whole nother level. How can we implement those things to create a higher level person, which generates a higher level employee?
And I really like reverse engineering that. It's like, oh, of course I could run more, but I don't have time, and I could eat better, but I don't have time. So it's a time management thing with me more than an unwillingness to do stuff.
Oh, definitely.
So that's like a weird, different kind of thing that I didn't even think about before this interview. And we're on our third take, and we haven't even got this far yet. So we're rolling all through to some of these next questions. I saw you in Fargo Inc., and I've seen some of your blog stuff, and I just creep on your social media because I'm a fangirl.
Appreciate that, Eric.
Yeah. So one of the things you talk about is kind of healthier eating and some food tips. Like what are some quick tips you have for me or anyone watching to improve their diet today?
Oh man, it's kind of like, where do you start almost? I think probably the two biggest things that I see are, especially number one, I'll talk the female side of things first, is most females do not eat enough calories.
Weird.
People go against the grain of what you should actually do, and they eat less and less and less. And what happens is to try to lose weight, gain more energy and all that. And what happens is it bogs your metabolism down so much. And you got to think of it as a fire. You have to stoke the fire of your metabolism with calories in order to keep things moving and to keep things rising. And then the other thing too is, as far as nutrition, really paying attention to the glycemic index of foods.
Okay.
And you get into the whole biology of that, but plain and simple, people eat a lot of processed sugary junk.
I don't know what you're talking about. I get a giant white girl coffee every single day. What are you talking about, Patrick?
Yeah, same with the sour bright crawlers that are in my cupboard right now.
Those are good.
That my wife and I fight over sometimes.
Moderation.
Yeah, exactly. No, there's a lot of truth to that, man. But a lot of people eat that stuff so frequently. And plain and simple, I'll put it in about 10 seconds here. When you eat that kind of stuff, it raises your body's insulin levels. When your insulin is up, it shuts off your body's fat burning mechanism.
There you go.
So the more often you eat it, and the more of it you eat, you're never ever allowing your body to kind of pull back into that recovery phase and allow itself to kind of drop that weight, because it's constantly processing the sugars and trying to eliminate it from your bloodstream.
I've learned more in our 5-minute conversation than I'd like to admit. And so, if you thought that was interesting, maybe you should just pay this guy some money, and you can get more than the quick 10-second dose of, that was just a nice teaser, like a commercial.
Yeah, there you go.
And so being a nerd, I look at social analytics on social media. And so if anybody is still here, they are interested in what we're saying. You have a little event coming up to get a better feel for you and what you're doing. Can we talk about the event?
Yeah, one of the events I have coming up that will be more local here, I'm giving a keynote talk at the Inspire Networking, kind of like their annual meeting, basically.
Sure.
And if you're not super familiar with what Inspire is, there's a lot of networking groups around Fargo. You have Master Networks, you have BNI. Inspire kind of split off from BNI. But it's a fantastic group of a lot of very not necessarily everybody's young, but young, driven professionals that are really all about giving back and helping everybody else.
Sure.
And I'm trying to remember the date of it. I should have looked before we hopped on here. I believe it's September 24th, I want to say.
I could have looked as well.
It's on my website if you check out my website.
I'll put the link in the Facebook description. Mild episode fail.
But so in my keynote, what I really talk through is some major things that I have picked up along the way of just the challenges and obstacles through my life. So there's a lot of seriousness to my talk. There's a lot of funny moments that I give of, growing up in a big family without a lot of money, through kind of dreams that have been crushed, dreams that have been accomplished, and kind of where I have gotten to where I am now. But really the overall message is, if you want things in life and you want to reach a higher level, it's on you. You have to take ownership of it, and you have to go after it.
Yeah, and everything I've ever wanted and ever been proud of, I've kind of had to work for.
Exactly.
And so each week we ask this question, Patrick, is there anything we can do to help you or your business?
Everything from follow me on social media.
It's a good person to follow.
And I really try to be real and throw out a lot of different stuff. I try to provide a lot of value in different areas, everything from health, wellness to work-life balance to managing your time to some random funniness, real-life moment stuff. But follow me on social media, share any of that stuff. I'm always looking for speaking opportunities as well. I'm starting to reach out across the state and across kind of the tri-state area here with a lot of speaking opportunities. And I can really tailor that message to what your business is looking for. Whether it's just speaking, whether it's coming in, working with your employees, really connecting my message to what are your goals for the year, what's your company's vision, and what is their mission really.
All right, so let's all help Patrick. If you like his stuff a little bit, follow him. If you like his stuff a lot, pay him to speak to your employees about a very specific message. All right, thank you for stopping out here and doing a few takes of this. We had less than ideal technical day, but do you have anything else?
Hey, regarding that, you got to adapt. Life's all about adapting.
You got to adapt. All right. Have a glorious weekend, everybody.
Hey, thanks so much, Eric.
Yeah.